All right. So it has been a few days since the Astral Reaver has sighted the Rock of Bral in the horizon, and the last few days have been spent with kind of growing anticipation and just kind of trying to catch the currents of the flow in order to catch up with the mass of the asteroid itself. As the ship draws closer to the asteroid, you see different spell jammers of all shapes and sizes kind of entering and leaving the port. The asteroid's own fleet of various kind of hammerhead, squid, and thresher shark shaped vessels kind of um, gliding, kind of orbiting around it on both sides of its gravity plane. The underside of the Rock of Bral being a large fortress citadel that kind of spans across the circumference of it, as well as like a large kind of naval stronghold surrounded by the fields and farms that supply the food to the top side of the asteroid. And on the top side, uh, all of you, except for Ari, recognize the various sections of the city. The Starhaven Palace, kind of on the upper end of the asteroid, where the prince of the Rock of Bral resides, and the kind of steady slope downward to the glamorous estates of the high city, then the middle city, and then there is the lower city, the low city, where the ship docks are, and the entire cruise and the location of the entire crew's favorite place, the Laughing Beholder. And there is a kind of that sense of anticipation, finally getting a proper break and shore leave after what has been many months of voyage across wild space. And as the ship kind of pulls in to port, the crew kind of breaks out into a shanty to kind of announce the arrival of the ship as the preparations are made to kind of stow the sails away and rig the ship up against the docks. And from there, it's pretty much standard docking procedure. And it's probably good, I'm going to say, I don't know, about an hour or so before all of you are given leave, or given shore leave, exactly, to head out onto the Rock of Bral itself. And I'll go ahead and put everybody's tokens on there.
We're big.
Oh, huge.
I am Squish.
But yeah, and as the officers of the ship kind of dismiss everyone and the Astral Reaver, all that's left is a kind of a skeleton crew. You are all given free leave to do as you pleased. There are various spelljammer ships of all kinds in the dock. So you can easily expect to see just about anybody and everybody here. Probably except for Illithids and Neogi.
Has has the second ship been docked as well, like salvage wise?
I'm sorry. I completely forgot about the second ship because I'm silly.
Yes, that'll be the
Skrag
second game.
Skrag wanted to completely salvage that thing to see what they can use from it.
Okay, yeah. So I'll say, like, when you guys were towing it, you couldn't, like, completely salvage and go through it. But now that you're here at the Rock of Bral, you can actually kind of give a proper look through it to see what else is kind of on board, like the smaller effects and items. And in fact, as so Skrag is going through it. Is there anyone else that wants to join in?
Oh, Squish is very interested in their new ship. That's twice as much ship.
Yeah, Durakka's interested.
Okay.
Wherever the battle bus goes, Ari is there.
All right. Yeah, so going through the second Hammerhead ship, it suffered a lot of damage in your battle with it. And not only is the Spelljammer helm pretty much like intact, there are, some pieces of furniture that didn't get lost in the towing. And in the cargo hold, it's gonna stand out like a sore thumb as you see this kind of black obsidian, almost statue-like, this obsidian black statue. At first it looks like a suit of armor, but it is immobile. It's kind of gonna look like you know what? I'm just gonna kind of looks like this in VC Mutes. It looks like a super fancy suit of armor, completely obsidian black, kind of has like a bluish hue to it, as it's...
Does it have a little light in its visor that goes back and forth?
It actually does not. There are no lights.
No, it's not a Cylon.
Yeah, so no lights, no sign of life. It's just a perfectly still statue. Kind of as if it was on display.
And it's obsidian?
It looks like it's made out of obsidian. Kind of obsidian in color, more than anything else.
Okay. Squish is going to taste it if it looks like obsidian.
Yeah, it's definitely some kind of armor, and actually when you get to taste it, yeah, it does taste like obsidian.
Oh,
it's like
my favorite.
A deep black suit of obsidian plate armor.
I'm casting that.
Detect magic? Alright.
Mm-hmm. Is it magical?
Is it magical?
It's magical as fuck.
I'm gonna say it is actually magical in a way.
I don't like that in a way.
It's
I know.
kind of the sort of magic that you would get from a golem or construct.
Ari will relay that, and maybe look at Skrag because he builds things.
So it could move on its own if Skrag made it.
Take a look at it, big guy.
Like a golem of sorts?
Maybe.
Yeah, he'll take a look at it.
Okay.
He'll be closer and take a look at it.
All right.
Squish will offer advantage on whatever roll he's working on and a +4 to boot.
All right. I'd say give me an Arcana or Investigation.
Okay. Let's see if I
What I typed?
Yes.
give me a minute. Why is that thing so tiny? Arcana. There we go. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead
I
and
would
roll.
like to
Advantage
I would like to help.
Oh, I do get advantage. Okay.
and a +4. I mean a plus D4.
Okay, so I want to roll again because that's advantage.
Yep.
Oh, and a +4, D4.
Yep. D4.
And so 23.
All right. 23. All right. So it is not a golem per se. It is technically a construct. It's standing at a good about 6 feet tall, weighing at about 500 or so pounds. Is a hefty thing. I will say, Skrag, with your arcane knowledge, you kind of piece it together. You've never seen this thing before, but you've heard of it. They are a mysterious race of armored humanoid creatures known as the Zodar. I'll spell that out in BC Mutes. Nobody knows exactly what their purpose is, or what it is exactly they do. But from what little there is that is known, apparently each Zodar has a mission that it undertakes. They speak maybe up to a single sentence in their entire lifetimes. And it's rumored that they're able to cast the wish spell 3 times in a lifetime.
Okay. Good knowledge to have.
And it's also known they tend to avoid places with large populations, and they have been known to be on, like, say, a ship that's being attacked or about to be destroyed and do absolutely nothing to help the crew. They'll just kind of hitch a ride onto the next ship and then stop moving.
These things feel like barnacles. Completely useless. Okay.
Tasty though. I wonder how long it would take me to eat it.
But I will say another species or race known as the Rhaegar claim to have made the Zodar, but they also claim to have done a lot of things. So the truth in that claim is not entirely confirmed.
Okay. Right, well, he's going to basically study and kind of go around it, see if it actually reacts to him in any way. Even poke at its shoulder with the claw just for the hell of it. Huh. Hey, heads on back to the others.
Ari's gonna start climbing on it.
Okay. Yeah, Ari, you start climbing on it. It makes no reaction. It's kind of standing at attention like a suit of armor.
So
gonna
will they even
it.
preserve themselves?
They will. Yeah, I'd say they'll act in self-preservation. But if you just leave them alone, they'll just kind of sit around until at some point it's time for them to move. Their purposes and goals are mysterious.
Ari's gonna sit on its shoulders and start drumming on its fucking head.
I don't know. Look at those shoulders. They're covered in spikes.
Like, you see where, like, the pad comes up?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Before that, what is that? Gorget? Gorget?
A Gorget,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna sit there. Start drumming on its head.
Well, the
Just
creation
in general
is interesting.
being annoying.
Well, the creation is interesting. Those are very useless, though. You probably shouldn't do that, Ari.
She's trying to take the helmet off.
Or that.
It is stuck on there as if it were glued.
Well, that's
Hovering
boring.
glued. So it will just be on this ship until it decides to not be on this ship?
Pretty much.
And it won't help or do anything?
Like I said, useless.
It is like a barnacle. I should just eat it.
Right as you say that, it suddenly starts to move. It takes a step forward as Ari, give me a acrobatics or athletics roll.
She is holding on for dear life. Be acrobatics.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, so Ari, everyone is just watching as Ari is almost knocked off. She catches herself perfectly, kind of grabbing onto the gorget of the thing as the Zodar kind of steps up onto the deck of the ship,
Hey,
steps
bye, guys.
out onto the docks, kind of parks itself in front of the Astral Reaver, and then just stops.
Oh. And she's gonna lean down as if to, like, look at it through its little eye holes. Just be like, what, you want to come aboard?
It does not answer.
I need to just get this out of my system. I want people to know that while I'm not actually going to do this, I had this huge temptation to just shove it off the pier and into the darkness of the Rock of Bral's massive gravity plane. Just watch that thing bobbing like a frickin' buoy. I don't know why. I guess it's just that it will just live on your ship and there's nothing you can do about it. Fucking metal hobo. But I do like those wish spells. Squish will give a rat-a-tat-tat little tap to the center of its chest. How about this? You can be on our ship, but if you have any of those wishes, you need to give us one. What do you think? It will be a deal.
I don't think that will work. They only grant them once lifetime?
I do not remember how long that is. Solids have very different lifespans.
True. Once every 100, 200 years, somewhere around there.
And how do we know?
And of course,
How do we know this big guy hasn't given his already?
Well, you're certainly welcome to try to bug it to death.
I mean, I'm good at bugging things. Just look at me. And she's gonna continue like drumming on its fucking helmet.
Oh, actually, actually, because Skrag rolled so well, I'm gonna add that, so the Zodar can cast Wish once in its entire lifetime. These
wow.
things are functionally immortal like a crab, but if they cast Wish, they turn to dust and are destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
oh,
He's not going to
and
relay that, though. He's just going to let him continue to. Ow, ow, ow.
also just the horror of Skrag like being gone for a minute and coming back, and there's just this pile of dust, and Squish is just eating this perfect looking sandwich. Like, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Just Squish in this hypothetical scenario being like, that is the best sandwich I've ever eaten, and now nothing will ever compare to the taste of that sandwich.
Ah, yes, and thus the new chapter is Goth Squish. But it still speaks very cheerfully.
Just
Life is a dreary spiral into entropic oblivion. Oh, a sandwich. I had a sandwich once. But anyway, Squish is bored of this weird metal barnacle and is like, all right. Oh, also, Durakka, have you ever been here?
Have I ever been here? I don't think so, no.
We have to go see Large Luigi. He can make any drink, ever.
Any drink. I'll have to ask for some Dukagshi blood ale.
It's actually made out of blood, is it?
Durakka shrugs.
I have wondered that myself.
That might be interesting.
Squish has decided if they're not going to eat this obsidian creature, then they're going to go get some drinks. So Squish begins tugging people along to go see Large Luigi at the Laughing Beholder.
all right. Before we do that, so as far as the second ship goes, did
Oh wait, I forgot we were doing that.
yeah,
The middleman.
did you guys want to salvage it to repair the Astral Reaver, or did you want to fix it up to have like a second ship?
I mean, we have enough money. We probably could fix it up to have a second ship.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that they could do.
Okay.
So, this was so long ago now, but every time we've come up against an interesting ship, I've said that Squish like hauls pieces of it and like stashes them in the cargo. We could make like a Franken ship.
Oh yeah, the pieces of the Scorpion ship. Give me a second, because it was like I remembered it and then I kind of forgot it at the same time. So the pieces of the Scorpion ship. I know Max, you talked about wanting to make like a little like shuttle.
Like a boarding craft
yeah.
specifically.
Did you want to use the pieces of the Scorpion ship to make a little shuttlecraft.
Yeah, one of the things we were missing from that was a Belljammer helm. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
so we got like hammerhead, and half its pieces are missing, but we already have a hammerhead. That'd just be redundant. So we just salvage the best pieces, use some to fix our ship, and then use the rest to make our own little captain's yacht or, shuttle.
Yeah. If everyone's on board with that, we could do that.
Sounds like an idea.
Okay.
As long as it sounds like the little Jetsons pod when it goes.
Yeah. It's this little like 5-person craft. It's called a blade, and it's actually pretty cute looking. This is some art of it that I found.
That is pretty fucking
I
cute.
love that.
That is pretty fucking cute. But it would be that one, except that it would have bug leg
Yeah.
from the Scorpion ship.
Yeah.
And we could just latch on to other ships and board them. One of the best parts about Assassin's Creed 4, boarding ships.
To play it.
All right. Yeah. So we'll say that that work is getting started to build a little shuttlecraft for the Reaver, and also to fix it up. So yeah, as everyone is heading towards the Laughing Beholder, the lower city is bustling with all sorts of people and creatures. Ari, you catch a glimpse of a giant space hamster as it is hauling some bags for these like short little penguin-sized creatures that are about as tall as you are.
The penguins.
Ari wants a fucking space hamster, y'all.
And they seem to be going in the direction of one of the markets in town.
Going to the market.
One might even say this little piggy went to market.
All right, and then yeah, so
Oh, does Squish have any family in this crowd today?
give me a D20 roll.
Mm.
I'm gonna say that's gonna be a yes.
Somewhere.
All right. Let's do the hamster scene, and then we'll go
Yes.
to the Laughing Beholder. So Ari, as you catch sight of a giant ham, you split off from the group and kind of disappear into the crowd.
It's so easy to lose her.
Ducking and weaving through the legs of humanoid creatures much taller than you. You almost get run over by, or you almost get stepped on by a GIF that is stomping through the crowd. And you eventually reach the lesser market in this kind of lower section of the Rock of Bral. And you see various merchants kind of hawking their wares. You see a jewelry stand, a few like food stalls, and then you find these two penguin creatures kind of guiding this giant space hamster by the reins as they seem to be going to one of these stalls of their own. Are you following them, or are you looking for other hamsters? Oh, Lyssa, did your mic go out again?
God damn it.
Oh.
She is looking for hamsters.
Okay.
She's not following them. She's looking for hamsters.
Okay.
She's looking for little friends that she may purchase and bring home.
All right.
So that anyone who comes into her fucking room on the ship will be greeted by like a pile of plushies in the corner and all sorts of pets.
Okay, give me either a perception or investigation roll.
That would probably
They
be...
are giant space hamsters, you know.
Yes.
All right, with a roll of...
She's short.
Okay, so with a roll of 10, you kind of get lost in the market for a while. But you come across a stall that is selling various stuffed plushies. And you just so happen to find a big fat ruby in your hand as you're passing by one of the jewelry stalls. And it takes you some time, but you come across a plushie stand, and you also come across a small, like, kind of makeshift stable as you find someone selling giant space hamsters. And not only giant space hamsters, but the special bred miniature giant space hamsters.
So, plushies first.
Uh-huh.
What sort of plushies are available?
Okay. So hold on, give me a second.
You'll have exactly 1 second.
All right. Alyssa, give me a type of biome.
A biome.
Yes.
Jungle.
Forest.
Aberration.
Forest. All right.
Aberration also.
Aberration. Okay.
Give me
Aberration.
mushroom
Oh,
creatures.
nice.
All right.
Because, I mean, I've got money. I would like to purchase more than one.
All right. Okay. So there are a few plushies. I'm gonna go with we'll do Forest and Underdark. All right, so there is a Displacer Beast plushie, a Brown Bear plushie. There is a Kobold plushie, and
Oh, do you get the kobold?
a Durakka plushie. And then there is also a plushie of a Flumph.
Ugh.
All
Aren't
five.
the flumps the...
All five, please.
All five.
All six.
All six?
All six.
Okay. So that is going to be, I'm going to say that's going to cost 6 silver. It's 1 silver coin per plushie.
Done.
All right.
I already have them in her fucking, like, treasure.
All right. And then next is the hamsters.
Yes,
Okay. Do you want the miniature giant space hamster?
miniature, something that she can keep aboard the ship.
Okay.
And nobody's gonna get mad at her for.
Okay. This is also an important question. How many?
So are these, speaking as a, somebody who's worked in the pet trade before,
Mhm.
are these like hamsters, or are they guinea pigs?
These are hamsters.
So you can only keep one together, or one, like you can't like have them have more than one, or else they'll kill each other. That's what I mean. Like,
Oh, okay.
because guinea pigs you have to have friends with.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that these, so the seller is going to tell you that the miniature giant space hamsters are specially bred to be very intelligent and friendly. So you could probably keep a few of them together as long as you have a big enough enclosure for them.
She's buying two.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna be 20 gold.
20 gold.
They are 10 gold each.
What's their int score?
Give me a second and I can pull that up for you.
Oh, Jesus, it already is there.
Because I think there actually is a stat block for them.
Mother of God. Int of 12. No.
She'll also purchase the supplies needed.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, they actually have an intelligence of 6. So they can...
Oh my God, they're as smart as Squish.
Yeah, they have an intelligence of 6, a dexterity of 20.
Oh my gosh.
Fast little fucks, that's what they are.
They can do so much crime.
And then, yeah, they have a bite attack with a +7 to hit. And then they have a special ability that if you fail a dexterity 15 saving throw, you're blinded until its next turn.
Probably called Go for the Eyes,
That
right?
is exactly what it's called, yeah.
Yep. Go for the eyes, boo. I mean, wait, what game was that? It was
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate,
yeah, of course.
But yeah, so Space Hamster, Ari now has 2 of them. And
Excellent.
I think with an intelligence of 6, that means they can understand languages. Or understand a language. And the hamster tradesman is also going to tell you that that these miniature giant space hamsters are said to be telepathic.
Telepathy ain't that scary to me. I got a friend who's and she's gonna actually fuck up the word. That. Anyway.
All right. And would you like a giant space hamster?
Asking the DM, would the captain get mad?
Roll an insight.
Roll an insight. Like, does Ari think the captain would get mad? Oh, the captain could not possibly get mad. Look at these chubby cheeks. That.
This
Yeah.
is happening. This is
How much?
happening.
How
Um,
much?
What price did we say? It was like the price of a pony, I think.
Yeah, I think we went pony.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I actually have to go into our DMs and double check.
Worth it. Look at those chubby cheeks.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Cost of a pony or a draft horse. I think pony was the one. So
Yeah.
yeah, 30 gold for a single giant space hamster.
Excellent. And I think we decided that it was like the size of a mastiff, like something that she could ride.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can ride it.
Excellent.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
Is there any other cool shit at this fucking market?
I think she would also get a shitload of bling for the hamster, like a tack, saddle,
Yeah.
bridle, probably some saddlebags.
Yeah, we'll say the price of
A
it
hat.
ties into the equipment and everything.
Oh, she could put her fucking bag of holding on. Actually, no, the bag of holding is small. She wouldn't need to put that on the beast.
No.
Oh yeah, there's that mithril armor you're going to get too, right?
Yeah, because her armor got chewed off.
Yeah. I think the price I told you was 800 for that like +1 mithril armor.
Man, we can pay for that just from those fucking vampires.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then from there is Ari gonna head to the Laughing Beholder?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, with your hamsters in tow, you ride your way over to the Laughing Beholder, and yeah, you meet up with everybody there, and you park your hamster outside. As everyone else, as you make your way to the Laughing Beholder, Ari was there. Now she's not, and then she suddenly comes around the corner out of an alleyway riding a giant hamster.
Miss Ari,
Oh. Yeah?
why do you have a giant space hamster with you?
Isn't he cute?
I think she found a new friend.
I do not.
And that's the sound it makes right there.
Yeah.
Bark, bark, bark.
Thank you for the audio, dog. I do not think the captain's gonna like the giant space hamster.
Oh, he's going to love it.
All right, Athoz.
Yeah, he's gonna love it.
Give me an
Look at
insight
him.
roll.
Hey, what? No.
Give me an insight roll.
Let's see. Where am I? There I am. Insight. There we go.
The captain's gonna have a
21.
few words with Ari when he finds out.
Oh dear. Well, I suppose. And you say you found this giant space hamster?
Oh, I bought him.
Oh.
It was not a crime.
Yeah, well, I guess we should look at the positive things, I suppose. Let's just go inside the Laughing Beholder for now, and we will figure this out later on. I think I need a couple of ale pints just to take the edge off.
Okay. So, as all of you reach the Laughing Beholder, you see the telltale sign out front, kind of beholder shaped with 8 eye stalks and the visage of what looks like a kind of a beholder giving an open mouth grin. It kind of looks sinister in a way. And as you step inside, it is this kind of large rectangular building, as you all step inside, and one of the let me flip a coin really quick. Yeah, the waiter, one of the waiters approaches you and says, table for 5?
Yes, if you do not mind. Wait, are we 5? Yeah, we are 5. Yes, please.
Hey, did Ari in fact saddle the hamster up outside, or would she have tried to bring it in?
It is outside.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
okay.
We do not.
She should
need
just
argument
wear a
with
big
you.
trench coat and pretend she's a really weird centaur.
My gosh.
That's literally a character from the Shackleton Expanse. I'm not kidding. They look like big guinea pig centaurs.
Oh my gosh.
I sent a picture to Pidge.
All right. Yeah, and the waiter is gonna kind of lead you over to one of he says, "All right, would you like a table or a booth?"
Oh, we should sit at the bar.
I guess the bar it is.
All right, and the waiter is gonna lead you over to the bar, and I'm gonna say the vibe of this place is kind of like a space pirate saloon mixed with kind of like a space pirate saloon mixed with a restaurant chain kind of vibe. You see various like tables and booths and around like the middle of the tavern, and along the edges the various patrons seem to be kind of a mix of various races. You see a few like penguins people sitting at one booth discussing business. There is a section entirely sectioned off for GIF patrons because they are so large and hippo shaped. Kind of a mix of humans, elves, dwarves, Gith Yankee, and other various creatures. Durakka, you even catch a glimpse of some Dukagshi over in one corner as they're kind of sitting kind of almost brooding as they're talking about something over kind of large flagons of whatever they're drinking. And you see that whatever's on their plate is like kind of looks like spaghetti, but it's a kind of a dark pink and it's writhing as if it's still alive.
I knew it, you big nerd. You big fucking nerd.
But as you approach the bar, Ari, you might be the one that's most startled by this, but there is a giant beholder behind the bar.
I mean, no fear.
Oh yeah, that's fucking right. I forgot you're playing a fucking.
Oh, you can
Kender.
still be surprised.
But the word startled is wrong. Just, neat.
Yeah, as the beholder is wiping the bar telekinetically with a cloth, and also simultaneously cleaning 2 or 3 glasses as others being poured and moved around for some of the other patrons. And the beholder kind of looks at your group with a big grin, almost menacing to those unfamiliar with them, as its big needle-like teeth are kind of like crooked and jagged in its mouth, as its smile seems to expand unnaturally from one side of its head to the other, and in a booming voice it says, "Athoz, Squish, Skrag, it's so good to see you three again."
Hey, Big
Hi,
Luigi.
Luigi.
And as its big central eye kind of turns over to Ari and Durakka, as it says, "Oh, I've never met you two before. I'm Large Luigi. It's good to meet you."
Good to meet you too. You are indeed very large and very Luigi.
Undeniably.
Ooh,
And Ari is a new spacer. She was on her birth rock until just recently.
We may have kidnapped her.
A little bit.
Oh, a groundling. We don't get many of those anymore.
A what?
A groundling. It means that you are not from a people who spell jam.
Huh, neat. I didn't know there was a slur for my kind.
No, that is not the slur. That is the regular word. The slurs are ground fucker, stone eater.
As Squish goes into a long list of slurs that are not allowed by YouTube guidelines. A little bit of a meta joke there.
That killed.
Stop dying immediately.
As
It's not allowed.
as Squish finally stops saying slurs, Luigi says, "Oh no, it's not a slur. It's just a slang term for anybody that is new to wild space."
Makes sense, I guess.
Luigi sees all kinds all the time coming through his bar. So whenever there's anything new, like someone who is new to space, he likes to meet him.
But yes, it is a pleasure to meet both of you, Durakka, Ari. How can I help all of you today?
Perhaps a drink that reminds us of this home, of all of our homes. Something for each of us.
And meat.
The
I'll take
the
meat.
drink that gets poured in that case for Squish looks like it's like undergoing plasmic fusion.
Yeah, and
That's
like
huge.
without a moment's hesitation, that's what Large Luigi does as kind of almost without even asking or even like requesting further clarification, he telekinetically kind of maneuvers all of these different cups and glasses as and fills each drink accordingly. As in front of Athoz, he puts this kind of like it's almost like a clay kind of earthenware glazed cup with designs that are kind of, I want to say, like kind of Greek, that are going to remind Athoz of Theros. In front of Skrag, give me a second on that. I'll come back to Skrag in a moment.
If it makes it easier, Skrag was born out in space, wild space anyway.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for Skrag, Large Luigi is gonna pour kind of like a common favorite among wild spacers. Kind of they call it space ale.
Yeah, good one. Spale.
Spale.
Large flag and a spale.
Sounds so stupid.
I love it though. It's great.
In front of Ari, Luigi is going to pour out a I'm gonna say he's gonna pour out a kind of an apple cider.
Yeah.
Kind of yeah, sort of like an apple cider. For Squish, he is going to pour out a bowl of, at first it kind of looks like Jello that hasn't quite like fully solidified yet. Seems like some kind of like plasmic fluid. And then for Durakka, he is going to pour out this big flagon of Dukagshi blood ale.
Ooh, I hope it has extra blood.
Our blood ale's the bloodiest.
You know, Durakka probably thinks that, and Large Luigi gives you a wink, as if he knew what you were thinking already.
Ooh.
Roll for which eye blinks.
Yeah, and as all of you have your drinks, you all feel, maybe with the exception of Skrag, but all of you feel a little homesick.
Oh.
You always know how to make us feel, don't you, Large Luigi?
Like I said, Luigi can make any kind of drink to make you miss home, or to make you look forward to the next day, or to make you wish you were never born if you have too many, according to the captain.
Durakka just kind
Version.
of Durakka like kind of silently says like a little prayer to her fallen comrades, her fallen Dukagshi that she was with previously, and downs the entire flagon in one go.
And the Large Luigi says, I always know what my patrons need. There's nothing like a reminder of home to remind you where you come from. And
Squish ingests the glowing bowl of plasma. And is like, It has been a long time since I was home.
Yeah, same here.
Plus, for me, it's been a long time since I've been away from home.
I mean, we did have a little vacation with Miss Ari's home. That's away from home.
Yeah, it was kind of small though.
I cannot blame you there. It was a little. I wouldn't say
It was
primitive.
terrible. Terrible, wasn't it?
It was a little.
You can say it.
simpler
You
life.
can say it.
It was simpler times. I would say.
Ugh, it was
looked-
boring.
It was peaceful, not boring. Peaceful. I
She's
mean,
just gonna blow raspberries. Just
raspberries.
It was
Oh, no.
peaceful, but it was also the ass fuck end of nowhere.
sure was.
We really, oh God. And I thought we had we made progress, Squish.
I think I am making progress. The Squish that I will be is the Squish that sometimes says those things. Because sometimes they should be said. Being on one rock for too long is boring. I want to taste space and see new rocks and eat some of the things on them if they taste good.
Well, we can always ask Large Luigi for information about anything.
Mm,
If there's anything that you want to know, he might be able to help us. Not for free though.
yes,
Yeah.
you cannot ask a bartender for information for free.
Oh,
Hmm.
you
If I w-
know me. I have my ways of getting my eye stalks into all sorts of information. Just
I suppose I would like to know where my home is right now. Then I could ask questions about becoming a self.
as a large Luigi kind of gives you a big smile, and he says, "Isn't it the journey that matters and not the destination?"
Hmm. But the journey isn't where you get paid.
Skrag lifts his mug to that one.
We've really been a.
I still have trouble with money, but they need it.
Unfortunately, we do need it.
Otherwise, they cannot do things like buy space hamsters. Ari bought a space hamster.
I'm gonna name him Schmeedlepeedle.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Sorry. You're gonna name him what now? I'm sorry.
Schmeedlepeedle.
In Kender language, it means bold, brave mount. The Kender language is just not to be taken seriously.
Beetle.
It can just do Schmeebs for short.
Schmeebs.
Schmeebs. I suppose as you hear, who's next to Athoz in like in the order of the bar stools.
I could see Skrag standing on like the very end because like stools aren't going to work for him really. So he's just standing
So
there.
Well, they probably
I
got some, hippo stools up there.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Skrag's just gonna hear Athoz just mutter, I'm pretty sure the captain's not gonna be happy with that space hamster.
He's gonna love him.
You say hippo stools, and I'm just imagining like all the stools are gift sized, and then there's Ari just like climbed onto the top of a stool, and she has her arms like up on the bar as she's like hoisting herself up and standing on her tiptoes.
At that point, she'd just be sitting on the bar top.
Honestly, I've been picturing her sitting on the bar top this whole time. I can't be the only one.
Nope.
We're a fucking group of giants, and then there's Ari. So
Yeah.
You
You gotta have one character that's the the polar opposite of everybody else for
Yeah, I think
comedic
AC
relief.
was the last one last time.
Yeah.
Wait, was Istimi
Squish
shorter
can be
than
small.
Yeah, he was like 4 foot.
Wait,
He's
was
a
she
short
shorter
short
than
king.
Was he shorter than the child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
like 2
yeah,
foot
yeah.
tall.
Plus, Yacy was getting taller.
Yeah, she was getting taller. Like I think I had her at like 5'3".
Yeah,
Mhm.
he was like 4'2" if he's wearing his boots, but yeah, he was short.
Let me guess, he's got like a half-inch platform in there, one that can't be noticed.
Yep.
Those like hidden platforms.
And it's
Oh,
not just
man.
the hidden platforms. There's also some little extra heel in the boot.
We gotta look stylish.
See, it's practical. It has a blade in it.
But
Yeah, of course.
So large Luigi, as you guys kind of sit and chatter for a bit, large Luigi is gonna say, in fact, I would like your opinion on something. I've been thinking of ways to expand the business. I'm thinking of starting a chain. And I wanted you to try this new food I've been working on.
Oh, a new food.
As he's like kind of just floating there, he kind of tilts his head in a nod. As he says, "Yes, a new food." As he's gonna turn to this kind of stone brick oven, as
I knew it.
with a telekinetic eye stalk, he pulls out this this metal tray, and what he pulls out is appears to be this circular almost kind of tray-like circle of bread, and there's this kind of rising crust, and then inside of this circle there is, it looks like kind of a mix of a red sauce, melted cheese, and various pieces of pepperoni and mushrooms. As large Luigi says, "Here, try a slice. You cut it like a cake or a pie. I call it pizza."
Oh, this circle smells very good. Squish will slowly absorb a slice. Oh. It has fruit sugars and fats and salts and little plant spices. I have never had anything like this.
Ace is just gonna take a slice a little carefully, and as like a true gentleman, he's gonna blow it because it came steaming hot. He's gonna blow on it to cool it down a little bit before he takes a bite, and he closes his eyes for a moment and ponders as he chews his walls, and says, "This really is pretty nice. Where'd you come up with this?"
Oh, a few ideas in the old noggin bouncing around. I thought that maybe one of these days I should expand off of the Rock of Bral someday. And I thought, why not open a tavern that exclusively serves this? And it will not just be this, but other variations of it. I was thinking sausage, onion.
Yeah, I was gonna say put veggies on this.
So something like
Tiny
a hut for
fish.
pizzas?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Something like a hut for pizzas?
I was thinking more of I was going to call it a pizzeria. Large Luigi's Pizzeria.
I think this might have a domino effect if you let this out.
But
Me too, Brute.
God damn it!
It's a pretty good.
I have another idea.
Oh no!
You could deliver it.
Damn it!
I mean-
I was gonna have Squish say that exact thing. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if whenever you wanted to eat one of these, one of them would just show up where you were?
I mean, do you have a means to teleport these things? To a
You can't
customer?
teleport across the Astral Sea.
That is right. We gotta go the old-fashioned way.
This whole
fast delivery.
Durakka's got like a slice of pizza in her mouth, and she's like, this whole pizza thing, I did not see that coming.
Oh, God!
That was a stretch.
It worked though.
Very cheesy.
Extra cheesy. I love us
Yes.
so much.
It-
I hate this family.
I wanted to try to make a Little Caesars joke. That was my favorite pizza chain back in the day.
I don't
Y'all
miss
remember Little
working-
Caesars?
I don't miss working there.
Oh my god, that's right, you did. Horrible.
Yeah, I was an assistant store manager at one.
I just really liked their Muppet commercials.
I just struggled to find Little Caesars. That's neither here or there.
Y'all remember the Quiznos space moon creatures?
I remember Quiznos.
No,
period.
not Quiznos. That was Domino.
No,
The Noid.
Basically.
Wasn't it the
Quiznos
Noid?
Quiznos had some weird fucking shit going on.
It did? The sandwich place?
All right.
Oh, yeah,
So-
yeah, God.
So as you all eat and sample the pizza, a large Luigi kind of continues his pitch, saying it can feed up to 8 people if they each take one slice, and he says, "But yes, what do you think? I have built my foundation, serving drinks and various food to wild spacers, but I'm thinking of expanding to other audiences as well. I'm thinking the pizzeria could be a establishment where people can take their kids and not worry about being caught in the middle of a bar fight."
That could be
Or
fun.
eaten by the Niyogi.
And Skrag kind of gets an idea, thinking about Ari, hamster. You could probably have a mascot. Maybe a giant hamster.
Why, it's me.
rodent of some-
I'm the mascot. I'm large
It
Luigi.
has to be. It has to be
Yes.
large Luigi.
But it could be like a secondary, something that could bring in more children, perhaps. Large Luigi, you are very large and could be very intimidating.
Large Luigi? Intimidating? I do not see how.
As
Oh, we don't.
large Luigi looks perplexed as he kind of smacks his lips a little bit. You see the large kind of needle-like teeth his face kind of furrowing a bit in a way that would probably be pretty scary to most people, as he says, "Skrag, you think I'm intimidating?"
I don't think you're intimidating, but perhaps children from Ari's world would think you're intimidating.
Groundlings find everything intimidating.
Exactly, but if you want to cater to everybody, you're going to have to keep the groundlings in mind.
Besides, you might also think of putting your business within the groundlings area as well. You did say you wanted to expand everywhere.
That's true. I guess it is a bit of a risk to hide spell jamming technology from groundling planets, but I suppose it is possible. I mean, look at that one planet, Toril. Spelljammers have been going off that rock for centuries. It's a wonder.
That's the one Ari comes from.
Really? As Large Luigi kind of turns his attention over to Ari and he says, "Have you met Drizzt?"
Oh my god!
I swear to fucking God.
You can never-
goddamn time.
You can never escape.
Somewhere in the distance, there is the scream of a very angry drow.
Oh, he screams eternally.
He screams eternally. You can never escape it.
Oh my good sweet God.
Just if you're somewhere in the Sword Coast being like, I don't know why, but I'm really angry right now.
So the running theme, so you know, Ellie, is that I have this drow rogue that was kind of like an NPC back in Driz time, but he became a character that I started playing a lot, and every time I played him in a campaign, usually Thomas's campaign, I'm sorry, Riley's campaign, is that she comes up with an NPC, usually a kid, asking if he's Drizzt or, wanting to get an autograph from Drizzt, and she does it every single time. Every opportunity.
I think in the Icewind Dale campaign, I think you came across, I want to say you came across somebody that had like a piece of what was allegedly Drizzt's cloak or something.
Yep.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There was another time that we encountered a child with a Drizzt plushie.
Yeah.
It was either a plushie or an action figure.
I mean, Ari does have a Drizzt plushie.
Oh my God. Yep.
And Ari's gonna think about that, and she's gonna say, "Nah, never met him."
As large Luigi does the equivalent of a beholder shrug, as in like the skin of his spherical form seems to like kind of compress and then relax a bit, as he says, "Oh well. I mean, it's. If you stay up in wild space, you'll never meet him. But you know what? That's okay. It's more interesting up here anyway. Who wants to be on a planet that has a end of the world crisis every other year?"
God, thank you.
Wait, what?
She's just gonna sip from her little drink.
I'm sorry.
I remember Captain Boswell told me about that. Some planets have very high levels of fate, and it constantly produces heroes and villains, and they are constantly fighting, and everyone else gets bum jumped up the ass.
Yeah, that's the word.
I really need to talk to the captain to make sure he doesn't teach you Anyway, doesn't matter. In any case, I'm surprised you're still alive then, if that's the case, Rosario. If your planet is full of more peril than it seemed.
It is
Yeah.
funny. You wondered how those people were getting by. They were, I mean, I know they were groundlings, but they were very fragile people. You seem much tougher than them.
Arya just shrugs.
The mystery of player levels.
We're top peak normal people right now. I think.
Oh no, I think like the average person is like level 1 or level, well, in older editions it would be level 0 is like the everyday commoner.
Yep,
And then
just
like
commoner levels.
and then like when you get to like ruler or king level, that's like level 10, and then beyond that would be like you're a heroic like figure.
The way, yeah, that's kind of similar to how Pathfinder does it. They actually have like straight up NPC classes. So like it would be
Mhm.
like you're a level 1 commoner or a level 1 adept, which means like I think you have like some like good skill rolls or something.
Yeah, trade skills and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's also like acolyte or some shit like that, which is like you're a shitty NPC who can cast a few spells.
I really got to give Pathfinder a good once over.
I miss it. I kind of want to play first edition again someday.
Yeah, I remember playing. I remember making a character in first edition felt like. Well, actually, no. Max, Max and Jack have both played third edition D&D. I think Pathfinder 1E would feel really familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you're all chatting, joking, and demolishing that pizza, that's when some of the Astral Reaver crews start to funnel in, along with the captain and the other officers of the ship that come kind of almost stomping in like giants compared to the size of everything else as they go over to the gift section of the tavern. And as the hour or so goes by, there's also a few elves that actually come in as well, and they look like they're in uniform, as if they have kind of come off a military ship themselves. As there's this one heavily decorated elven figure and what appear to be his posse of officers as they take up another table. And then somebody give me a perception check.
I'm on it.
Ooh.
I'm on it.
Beat you to it. But I think we should go with yours.
All right. Yeah, Ari, with that natural 20, you're sitting on the bar, you're kind of getting a good lay of the land, and every time you kind of look over to Captain Boswell's table, you can see he's glaring daggers at this kind of heavily decorated elf. You can feel... actually, no, give me an insight roll.
Okay. I'm good at insight.
All right, with an insight roll of 23, you can feel the resentment kind of coming off that glare. Like, Boswell fucking hates this guy.
Hey, do you think Durakka happens to recognize any of these guys, or is that a different?
Skrag just looks hungry.
Future
That's
jerky
prime,
here.
that is prime elf meat right there.
Actually, that's gonna be a different group. Durakka doesn't
okay.
recognize these elves.
That's cool. She's gonna fight him anyway. Let's do this. No, except we'd be banned. We have to take it outside.
Yeah, and as these elves are kind of having their meal, you see like the waiters and like a waiter or waitress kind of brings a few wine bottles over, pours the drinks for them as this kind of heavily decorated elf, gonna say this admiral, which is kind of, I'd say, is basically his rank, as Ara, you see like this elf kind of catches all of those glares from Boswell, and he's just kind of like drinking it up with a kind of a smug confidence. And eventually it reaches a point where the admiral stands up at this table, and he says, everyone, sorry to interrupt your drinks for the moment, but I would like to raise a toast. As all eyes kind of turn towards this guy, and he says, a toast to the great Captain Boswell Barrett, victor of the battle above Epsilon 5, the brave liberator of Lythirion, the survivor of the shackled expanse, and the greatest captain to lose his precious Thunderstruck of all time, which, as we speak, sits at the docks right now as a part of my armada, the tale of which stands the test of time. The captain, down on his luck after losing his rank, his prestiged rank of fleet commander, brought down so low on gold and coin that he wagered his own ship in a game of cards. I raise a toast to you, good sir, as the elf admiral downs his entire glass, as the officers at his table kind of give a round of applause, and you can see the captain is trying so hard to restrain himself. The edges, there's an audible snap as the edges of the captain's table break as he's kind of gripping it so hard.
I was gonna say,
Athoz, you get a little. Oh,
Ari's gonna do something while this prick is giving his speech, right?
Mhm.
Everybody notices that Ari disappears. He's casting Pass Without a Trace.
Mhm.
Does this guy have anything in his pockets? She's gonna steal his fucking wallet.
All right, give me a sleight of hand with advantage.
26.
All right, 26. So you're going to be pulling a few interesting things from out of his pocket.
I'm thinking like, you know, keys, any sort of identification, like if he's got a pistol on him, anything. His pockets are getting emptied.
All right.
We go and Fallout 3 on this bitch.
Slipping a landmine in there. All right. So yeah, so you pull out a few interesting things. As like it's not just a uniform, but he's also kind of got like this belt with like pouches and stuff on it. So you oh, excuse me. So I'm going to say you pull out a potion of greater healing. You pull out a coin purse that has like 10 platinum coins and
girl, we going to Atlantic City.
And 20 gold coins. You pull out like a few trinkets. I'm going to say yeah, you pull out this small box that has some gemstones in it. Actually, no, you pull out a small like box that has some star sapphires and 3 opals in it. Very valuable. And then you also pull out this. It looks like a. Yeah, and you pull out basically this piece of identification, kind of folds like a wallet, but it has like an emblem of the Elven Imperial Navy on it, and on the inside it kind of has like a piece of laminated parchment that has like its identification basically.
Excellent.
And then you also pull out a small like pocket-sized notebook. Actually, you grab the notebook and what looks like kind of a scrap of torn cloth from one of his other officers. And the piece of cloth has a strange emblem on it that you don't recognize. And the notebook, well, you'll have to look at the notebook later to really know what's inside it. But
and when she's done in his pockets, when she fucking robs him blind, she's gonna carefully undo his belt buckle and make his pants fall down in front of everybody.
Girl, don't risk it. If you get busted, we'll lose all the shit.
She's risking it, because all of that stuff is going into her bag of holding. They can't find it there.
All right, give me another sleight of hand roll. And then give me a second. Ooh, okay. Well, you are still invisible, so
yeah, she is still
that's
invisible.
Gonna be a 26. Give me just a second so that I have. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, she is looking just to embarrass the fuck out of him. And not damage him.
All right, so he. Okay, he has. Yeah, he doesn't even notice. So he stands up, kind of gives a toast to you, Captain, and he downs his entire glass, and then at the same time his pants fall down. As
And then Ari's suddenly back.
Durakka is the first to point and laugh and is the loudest one to laugh.
Skrag just kind of glances down at Ari, looks over, takes his drink, and just takes another drink. But his antennae are curling and uncurling because he's laughing too.
yeah, so a large number of the tavern just erupts into laughter as Durakka and the Dukagshi out on the kind of other corner of the tavern are probably the loudest sources of laughter. As this elf admiral turns kind of bright red, and quickly kind of pulls his pants up, kind of fixes his belt, and he does like a hand motion to kind of gesture for the rest of his entourage to rapidly leave, as they are all various shades and forms of flustered. And you see after this admiral's embarrassment, the captain does give like a hearty laughter himself, and things start to kind of slowly simmer down again. As
Yeah, Ari is gonna, once they're all gone and things seem to go back to normal, Ari's gonna go through everything that she took.
all right, so I'm gonna say, so you have the box of gems, the one star sapphire and 3 opals. That is 4,000 gold worth of gems right there. And then you just so happen to also kind of subconsciously take a ring from all of the elves at the table there. So the rings are like, you were able to pickpocket 10 rings, and each ring is worth 100 gold each.
That's some ostentatious shit. 10 rings just between 3 people? Jesus.
Oh no! Well, it was
Yeah, it was. I went. She went to all the other tables.
It was a. Oh, I was gonna say like it was a full like. It wasn't 3 elves. There was a pretty fair group of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I want to say like I don't know 6, 7. But yeah.
And they all had to leave when their admiral fucking lost his pants. Okay. So yeah, Squish has been following the elf's trail back to the stolen ship like for the past minute.
All right. Yeah, and so Squish, you weren't there when the captain lost the Thunderstruck, but you've heard stories that like the stories that Boswell tells make this ship sound almost legendary in its own right. Maybe a mix of a fair amount of embellishment.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. As at the dock, the Thunderstruck is a gift ship. It's about 10%, about 20% ship, and 80% giant fuck-off cannon. In GIF fashion.
You like guns.
And accompanying it at the dock are a few like smaller elven ships, which they kind of look like they're the elven ships look like they're kind of like they look like kind of very they look like giant moths and butterflies, but they look like they're made out of like porcelain, or the wings look like they're made out of porcelain or glass.
I bet it would be tasty if I ate one.
Back at the bar, Ari's going to bring over her spoils
Okay.
to the captain. And she's going to give him the ID card, the little pocket notebook, and the scrap of torn cloth.
The
And just be like, she's just going to be like, he's not going to be going anywhere without this identification.
The captain looks surprised for a moment as he says, "Miss Ari, I'm flattered, but there was no need. It was just this."
Now that guy was a fucking dick!
A dick, yes, but as just a rival, a dick rubbing my shame in my face. But that is I suppose now would be a good time for that story, but it's not one that I'm proud of.
Well, you don't gotta tell it if you don't wanna. Anyway, here you go.
Durakka leans
keep
over.
it so you can remember that guy was made a fool out of.
Durakka does lean over, a bit intoxicated, and goes, "What's this I heard about dick rubbing?"
Amazing. Amazing.
And here I was going to ask if people wanted sausages.
All right. So as Boswell kind of looks over Ari's sneakily gotten spoils, the gems, the kind of small pile of rings that kind of get clattered onto the table, and then there's the cloth and the notebook. The notebook it's like a pocket notebook, and of course it's elvish, so it looks like it's kind of made from like ethically sourced leather. The pencil with it, you're not sure if it's like just a pencil or if it's like a tiny tree.
Fucking space elves.
I mean, Ari knows Elvish.
Oh yeah. And it's like it's a degree of fancy, or it's like there's actually no, not leather, but it kind of looks like it's made out of that kind of glassy porcelain that kind of matches the material of elven ships. And the pen is kind of a similar quality, where it's like it looks like it's made out of a smooth marble, but then there's that kind of porcelain embellishments that looks like it was like kind of grown that way somehow. And the cloth, the scrap of cloth, kind of looks like it's part of a flag or a tabard. Actually, Durakka, you recognize the symbol on that scrap of cloth.
Oh shit!
And it's a symbol that, like, if nothing in wild space fills you with dread, this piece of cloth does. The symbol specifically looks like an Ouroboros, a snake eating its tail in a perfect circle around this closed armored gauntlet. And that is... It's actually gonna look a little something like this, because I forgot until now that I made this. A sort of coat of arms. Everyone else, you see Durakka kind of turn a shade of pale that you never thought was possible with Dukagshi. This is Durakka. This is the emblem of someone only known as Angor the Inevitable. In your people's not too distant past, probably when Durakka was just a young childling, a warrior in training, this Angor the Inevitable gave the Dukagshi an ultimatum. Surrender or die. And your people's planet was destroyed. And basically meeting this warlord was the start of your people being nomadic mercenary warriors. And among your people, it is commonly believed that you have gotten so far away from this guy that there is no way that he will ever catch up to you. The fleeing is known as the Great Dishonor, because it is the only time in your people's collective history that your species, your race, has made a grand retreat. It was either run away or face total extinction.
Well, shit. Why the fuck did that buttered up prick have this? And like, yeah, Durakka is like holding the cloth and just kind of like shaking it, like, what the fuck?
Ari's gonna start digging into the journal. Maybe there's answers in there.
All right, yeah. And in fact, there are. In the notebook, it is basically what looks like kind of a standard kind of captain's log of one of the Armada's ships. And kind of towards the records of maybe like about... It's dated about maybe a month or so ago. The Armada fleet came across these ships. These ships fully staffed by undead. And from what the notes claim, they seem to be kind of lighter scouting ships. Fully staffed by undead, and you see the name Angor the Inevitable written in the notes as well, from what the elven crew could scavenge from what's from those scouting ships. And the undead crew that they faced were various forms of undead, some wraiths, zombies, skeletons, very formidable and sturdy ones as well. The captain's going to remark that they're probably the strongest undead that he's seen in his entire career. And he has no idea who is associated with this emblem. And one of the last entries is we're going to be joining up with the Armada at the Rock of Bral in the next few days. I'm going to bring it up with the Admiral and see if he recognizes this emblem at dinner.
Sorry, say that. So he said he's gonna bring up this symbol to the Admiral?
Yes.
Durakka's gonna go ahead and just explain this emblem belongs to, you said Agron?
Angor the Inevitable.
Angor the... So, yeah, Durakka's like, this symbol belongs to Angor the Inevitable. That's the warlord who was responsible for destroying my people's planet. Like, I grew up hearing horror stories about this warlord growing up as a young warrior.
Is there anything in the book tell us where this little dinner is supposed to be taking place?
It was supposed to be taking place at the Laughing Beholder, but you guys kind of ruined it.
Perfect.
So I suppose they just need to wait for more elves to come in. Right?
Oh no, that was the Admiral and his officers. That was the group.
Oh.
And you embarrassed them away.
Sure did.
No egrets.
We should have done more than just embarrass him. We should have killed him where he stood, holding an emblem like this.
That might have came with some complications. Perhaps we can get more information from him at the very least.
Said something about a ship. Maybe they're down by the docks? We could be good Samaritans and return it to him. I think, guys, I think he dropped his wallet.
When his pants fell down, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We're just good Samaritans returning it.
Alright, we return the wallet and then I chop off his head.
Yes. Something like that.
Oh gosh, I should have mentioned a missed opportunity for a small detail. Like as soon as the elves walk in, Durakka's sword clicks because shifts the slashing damage. That would have been great. But yeah, so sounds like you guys are on board with trying to intercept the elves.
Skrag needs more jerky.
All right. And is Squish went to follow them, right?
Yep, Squish is scouting that ship right now. It's Squish's intention to figure out how many elves there are and how hard that will be to take the ship back for Captain Boswell, because Captain Boswell is so sad about that ship.
All right. So I'm going to say as far as the ship goes, you have the Thunderstruck, and then I'm going to say 2 or 3 elven man-at-wars at dock. Needless to say, that is a lot of elves. And you can see kind of in the distance, like not outside the boundaries of the Rock of Bral, but kind of caught inside of its air bubble, its massive air bubble. You do see a good number of other elven ships, and I'd say like, actually no, kind of more in the horizon, but keeping pace with the rock is this massive armada ship. Think like a aircraft carrier, as well as a varying array of elven ships of various sizes and kind of similar winged shapes. I guess do one of your intelligence rolls for me, Squish.
Investigation?
Yes. Yeah, let's do investigation.
Bit. Higher than 10.
Okay. So with a roll of 11, I'll say there is a lot of elves that you would have to eat. And it would probably take so much time that more elves would come. And if they...
We call that the circle of delicious.
And if they... I'd say like it would... If the elves found out that you were part of the captain's crew, then it would be trouble for the captain as well. And this is one of those ports where you have been told explicitly multiple times to not kill or eat anybody.
They always give me the hard stuff. Don't kill. Don't eat. Don't kill and eat. Squish isn't going to be able to steal that ship. All right, Squish comes back to Large Luigi's with the bad news.
All right. So as you're coming back, everyone is heading towards the docks.
I will be right back.
As Squish, you meet everybody kind of at a halfway point. As all of you can see the Thunderstruck docked, as it is flanked by elvish man-at-wars.
I'm going to wait on Pidge.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I actually will be right back too. So, give me just a second.